What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back to talk about some hoops. Surprise, surprise. And today I want to talk about a member of this year's Auburn Tigers squad who recently just fell to the University of Florida. And we'll see what happens tonight in the national championship game with Florida. But Auburn had a great season. And shout out to their coach, Bruce Pearl. But shout out to the dude that I'm going to talk about right now, Johni Broome. And I believe I called him Johni Broome at one point, so I apologize because I did not know you like that, sir. But Johni Broome is a true talent that I think should be a first-round pick in the NBA draft this summer. But obviously, I've mentioned it many times before, scouts and GMs are so fixated on a guy's age coming out of school, right? And Johni Broome has been a 5-year college player. He's going to be 23 in July. So he's going to be 23 before next NBA season starts. So obviously this dude's probably not going to be a lottery pick. But I do think he has the talent to be one. He's just not going to be that. From the mock drafts I've seen, it seems like he's projected to go somewhere from, let's call it 30 to 40 in the draft, right? So he's more likely than not going to be a second-round pick. But he's going to be a second-round pick that has first-round talent, right? Like, I think he's going to be, honestly, he could be the steal of the draft, you know, depending on where you get him. If this dude falls all the way to 45 or 50, like, I'm just saying, like, he's been incredible. He's been incredible, and he's a big reason why this Auburn team made it as far as they did, and just, you know, he contributed so much to their success this season. But let's just talk about the facts, right? So he's a 6'10", 240-pound power forward / center, but he has so much skill. It makes him very versatile. You know, he originally started out his college career at Morehead State, transferred to Auburn in 2022. You know, won the Karl Malone Award in 2025, the Pete Newell Big Man Award this year, the Sporting News Player of the Year Award. He was SEC Player of the Year. You know, just two-time first-team All-SEC last year and this year. So he's just been an incredible force. You know, he rebounds the ball at a high clip, getting nearly 11 boards a game this season. He passes the ball pretty well for a guy that's his size, getting nearly 3 assists a game. 2.1 blocks per game. He has a career average in college of 2.5 blocks per game. His sophomore year at Morehead State was averaging 3.9 blocks per game, right? And then had a, you know, career year this year, averaging 18.6 points per game. So this is a guy that can give you a lot of different things, right? So he might not be a star in the NBA, but he can do a lot of things well, and he's going to find his niche, right? The thing that I found the most incredible was his ability to almost take guys off the dribble, you know, facing up, you know, close to the low block area. It was really interesting to see, because for a while he kind of reminded me of like almost like a mix of like Carlos Boozer and Carmelo Anthony. Obviously, I don't think he's the type of scorer that Carmelo Anthony was, like, not even close. But the way he's built and the way he kind of plays around the paint did remind me a lot of Carlos Boozer. He has a decent jump shot. He's worked on his three. And, you know, again, Carlos Boozer was also a guy that got picked early second round. And wind up having a really good NBA career. So maybe that's in the cards for Johni Broome. I don't know. But he's just got a lot of talent. And I think this is a guy that a lot of teams are going to pass up on in the first round, because they're going to say, oh, well, he's going to be 23 by the time the season starts. We want a guy who's 18, 19, 20 years old. And I think a lot of GMs make mistakes when they do that, right? Just because a guy is younger does not mean he's going to be better. Like, look at how good Johni Broome is right now. And if you're going to draft a guy who's going to be a project, he's probably going to be down in the G League for a year or two, right? So if he's 20 years old right now, he's going to be 22 by the time he's actually ready to contribute to your team. And that whole time you're paying him a salary. So, I just, on some level, that argument doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You should pick the guy obviously, if the dude entering the draft is 30, that's a little different, right? Because it just, like, categorically, his career is not going to be as long in the NBA if he's entering the league at 30 years old. That's all I'm saying. But if the dude's 23 and he's light years better than a guy that's 21, you pick the 23-year-old. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to figure that out, right? But a lot of scouts and GMs mess this up. So, my opinion, though, is Johni Broome is probably not going to be a first-round pick. However, he's going to be a steal in the second round. And I think that is really important to know. I mean, hey, I'd be delighted if this dude fell all the way to the Wizards. I think we're probably going to pick, early to mid second round. Probably by like 40 or 45, we're going to have a second round pick. I know Tankathon was projecting us at like 42 or something like that. So I don't know. Tankathon's projecting him to go 33rd right now to the Hornets. But I'm just saying, man, he's got a lot of talent. If you're watching the tournament, you probably know what I'm talking about. He's got a lot of moves from mid-range to three. It's you don't see a lot of guys that are 6'10" and strong, having this type of dribble moves and just lateral movement from side to side. He's just a very, very versatile big man that can do a lot of things on the court. And you can plug him into many different situations, and he's going to be able to help your team win. So, not sure what's going to happen in the draft, but, this dude's going to be a steal for whatever team gets him, in my opinion. So, let me know what you guys think, man. If you're an Auburn fan, you've been watching a lot of Johni Broome, let me know what you think about him in the comments. And let's talk. Let's link. Let's build. Let's do all that stuff. So, I'm going to catch you guys later, man. Stay safe. Stay humble. Stay up. Handle business. Stand on business. Peace out.